who invented house music? This has been a question back and forth from Chicago to New York, New York, Chicago for since the inception. People say it's and I say this as well. It branched off from disco. It was a bunch of kids who liked alternative music, who weren't with the norm, created a fucking music form that carries today. House music is international. It's big. There is a niche for this. Chicago loves house music. Shit, the name came from Chicago. The Grand Master of House is Chicago. Uh, so I don't have a thing of who it came from, where it came from Chicago. The name is from Chicago. The start of it is from Chicago. I get the roots from New York, the roots from disco era. I get all that. But house music is not house music from Chicago if it's not from Chicago. So house music was invented in Chicago. Go ahead.
Now, this one's gonna start some arguments because I know the people in New York and Chicago both think that their cities created house music.
You already know.
And you can't talk about house music without talking about Chicago basements, skating rinks,
high school parties,
underground parties, club culture.
Mendel High School, shout out Mendel.
And names like Frankie Knuckles, always got to be respected in this conversation, because they helped shape the global sound, of house music. But what's crazy is these New York people think that just because they were a big influence is that they created it. I don't get that at all. So AB, maybe you can shine some light on why you guys think that you guys created house music, but you're from Chicago, so I don't know your take on this. Yeah. So shine some light on that for me.
Let me say this. Living in New York since 2017, born and raised on the south side of Chicago and proud of it, I respect the culture here in New York. I am a New Yorker now. I have the driver's license to prove it. I live in the 5 boroughs. And I know the history. I know disco started here. But my New York people, please understand, disco is not house. It is not house music. House music is just like hip hop. James Brown is probably one of the most sampled artists in that hip hop has used. But James Brown is not a hip hop artist. We may have taken certain riffs and certain bass drops and certain samples of disco, but house music is house music, basement, Chicago house parties. Let me end this debate once and for all. New York is the foundation of disco. Chicago took elements of disco and made it house. That's how you get the two. It's two different things. It started with disco, absolutely. But disco and house are two different things. The difference to me between disco and house is spiritualness. House is spiritual. Not that disco doesn't have spirit in it, but house is almost like gospel music to us from Chicago. Am I right or wrong, brothers? I'm gonna let y'all have the floor.
No, I agree with that solely. House is like soul. It's soul music. It's a new version of soul. While I'm not a house head, even though I'm born and raised here, house music is not the genre for me. But everyone around me, if there's a house party, they're there. If there's a house event, they're there. We have one of the biggest festivals in the world here every year, house. And they're charging exorbitant amounts. And guess what? It's still packed. If you don't get there early, you're left outside. So house is huge in Chicago. People make livings off of house music. One of my best friends, that he's a DJ. All he plays is house. all he plays is house music. I was like, I'm coming, but I'll be leaving in 45 minutes because I can't take the house all night. That's just me. I'm more of a hip hop head, R&B head, but the power of house music in Chicago is undeniable, and in the world is just undeniable. So house, yes, I love it. I love it as a genre. Big Los, what do you add something to that?
I'm with you on that, Big C. I'm not a real big house head, but I can tell you this, and I'm gonna make my part real short. I can go to any bar, club, wedding reception, any type of social event, and when they put on house music, the ladies get up and doing it, and it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I'm dead serious. Like any type of social event where there's music, if they cut on that house music, somebody's getting on that dance floor. And they're putting their hands up and they're going crazy.
Yeah, your grandmama might get up on the dance floor with that house music. Because how, again, like AB was talking, and what I reiterated, house is like a soul. It does something to people. It gets people out of their chairs. I don't care what the occasion is. It could be a sullen occasion. That house music, you turn around and look, somebody's on that floor sweating and having a great time. So go ahead.
I just wanted to say, even though I'm not a house head, I do like house music. I want to make that clear. Like some of it I like, but I'm like you, Big C. I can't take it all night long. I'm not a house head, but I respect the house music.
I respect. I'm gonna copy that. I like you. I really respect the genre of house music. So yes, go ahead, AB.
I'm like you. I think we all in agreement. I'm probably a little more of a house head than both of you, but we all know that our taste of music, where I'm at now in life and what we talk about just in private, we are more hip hop, and we more hip hop and R&B, but we three know house music, like we know Leo Lewis, Farley, you know what I'm saying? Like we know the founding fathers, and we know the songs that get the city moving every time. We know even, as it evolved from, with Leo Lewis' French Kiss, which was one of my favorite house songs, to, Time for the Percolator, which we know that's just that evolved in so many different iterations, what I'm saying? So, we all are fans of house music, whether we are heads or not, but I definitely was raised like I said, shout out to the Mendel High School, which is no longer Mendel, but that was one of the founding places for house parties. I was a kid. I wasn't even in high school age, I was sneaking into those parties and getting in because of my sisters and other people who I knew that was older that got me in. But, but house music, but just want to just close it up again. Let me just reiterate. New York, disco. There's no question. Disco started here. House music took elements of disco and made it its own thing in the shop. That's where it is, y'all. Y'all can put y'all comments. We know it's going to go on fire, but that is what it is, people. I can give you the data. I can't wait to start reading y'all comments about it.
Absolutely. And I used to go, let me just say this real quick. I used to go to the warehouse every weekend, me and buddies, because we know that's where the women were going to be. Bar none. I don't care what day it was. If it was house music playing at that warehouse, women were there. People were having a good time, drinking, having fun, exchanging numbers when we exchanged numbers back in the day. So that's my part of the house music history. I had a great time in that house music era, my era in the 90s of house music. So shout out to house music, Chicago house forever.